One interesting transaction that we've been involved in is with a client of mine who recently lost someone who's very special to her. And she had recently lost this person who in turn left her a substantial amount in one particular stock. When we went through the overall process and her plan, we discovered that this size of the position was too large for her. We explained the reasonings for that. Yet she still had a very emotional attachment, for obvious reasons, to this important asset and this important person in her life. And she wanted to maintain that position. And after we discussed the risks involved, we came to the conclusion that there's a more elegant way in which she could actually use this asset, and we suggested a donor-advised fund as the vehicle. And the reason being is that over the next many years, we're going to gift a large portion of this stock into the donor-advised fund for her to give away to causes which she felt were very, very important to her lost loved one. In addition to that, she has a young daughter who is of college age, and this is another way in which we're intending to get the younger generation involved in the importance of philanthropy, the importance of thinking about charity and the role it plays in our lives. And so together, it's a very elegant way in which we're going to satisfy her desire to leave a lasting memory for her lost loved one, as well as do so in a tax-friendly and family philanthropy manner.
My favorite story about a deal with Fidelity Charitable revolves around one of my favorite longtime clients who has a fairly complex family situation, but has always been very philanthropic. Before the advent of donor-advised funds, she wanted a foundation, so we created one for her. That went along for a couple of years, and then there came a point where she wanted to make a greater deduction, a greater contribution in 1 year than her deduction to the private foundation would allow. So we created a Fidelity Charitable Gift Fund account to absorb that excess deduction. She was then able to have both vehicles in place for a number of years, and she determined over that time that she much preferred the donor-advised fund's anonymity and lack of administrative burden to the point that ultimately, when she was able to use her own investment advisor for the donor-advised fund, she folded the foundation into the donor-advised fund, and she's never looked back.
I worked with a couple who'd been trying for many years to have a child, and in fact they had twins, but unfortunately one died a few days after he was born. The family foundation made a gift to establish a gift fund at Fidelity in memory of the deceased child, and every year the husband allocated his discretionary funds to the gift fund at Fidelity. In the beginning, they used the money to support research on the rare disease that had killed their baby, but soon they realized that the amounts they could contribute were minuscule in terms of the budgets of scientific research. So they made a decision to concentrate on gifts to living children and to support programs in the area near Dallas where they live. They've been doing this for 10 years now, and soon the surviving child will be able to join them on the site visits to the programs they support.